This is the Obscura Dossier, Episode 1, Deadkeys. Testing. Is this thing working? Right. My name is Administrative Officer with the Division, currently posted at a secure archival facility in Canberra. Several months ago, an unscheduled transfer container was delivered to our department. There was no accompanying documentation beyond a stamped folder marked Internal Consolidation. Do not disperse. Inside was a large, disorganized collection of case files, historical records, and a number of sealed evidence boxes, some containing physical objects. Every item was marked under a single designation, the Obscura Dossiers. No catalog, no provenance. No one seems especially interested in where they came from. I've been tasked with reviewing the collection, processing, digitizing, and classifying each file as part of a long-term archival initiative. The volume is considerable and the nature of the contents varies. It'll take some time. My job isn't to investigate, just to log what's there. Whether any of it is true is besides the point. It was written, and for now, that's enough to warrant a record. Let's begin, shall we? Letters found from Corporal Elias Moreau, formerly of the Free French Forces, dated December 1942. Recovered from a journal found beneath the ruins of Oradour-sur-Glane. Letters begins. We were stationed at Oradour in December 1942. A dozen of us, a fragmented company of the Free French, meant to hold the perimeter and report on German troop movements in the Limousin. The village had been cleared weeks earlier, supposedly by retreating German forces. No survivors, no graves. We arrived to find the town strangely preserved. Too preserved. Teacups still on windowsills, curtains unmoved by wind. No ash, no blood, just dust and the wrong kind of quiet. We were told to hold position for 5 days. On the second day, Private Laurent found the typewriter. It was in the basement of what we took to be the mayor's home, a black underwood, the kind the Germans used, though older. The ribbon was brittle, and the keys had seized with rust. Laurent brought it upstairs anyway, said it reminded him of his father, who typed legal documents back in Rouen. I told him not to bother with it. He didn't listen. That night, we heard typing, just a few keys, slowly, one at a time. We assumed it was Laurent again, but when I checked, the room was empty. The typewriter sat on the table, paper in the roller, still. It read, "He does not come." I should mention here, I speak German. My mother was Austrian and my father French. I heard both languages from birth. The others didn't know what it meant, because it was written in German, and I didn't tell them. Not that time. I took the paper and burned it in the stove. The next night, it wrote again. None of us were near it. This time, the page said, "Blood does not write." That night, Lieutenant Fournier disappeared. He had last been seen taking second watch. We found his rifle still leaning against the wall, boots by the window, still warm. No footprints, no sign of struggle, just absence. I told them what the message said. No one laughed. On the third day, we tried to destroy it. We pried it apart with bayonets, smashed it with wooden planks, even took a sidearm to it. Emptied 6 rounds into the metal frame. When we were done, it looked like a crumpled spider, twisted and gutted. We left it in the snow behind the house. In the morning, it was back on the table. No sign of damage, clean paper rolled in and ready to type. Again, a page printed had read, "Two speak, one listens." We burned it, of course, poured lamp oil over the frame and lit it. The flames rose high enough to blacken the ceiling. The next night, we found it upright again. No scorch marks this time. Another message. The message remains. Laurent began to cry quietly. He said he dreamt of the keys moving, not pressing, but digging, clawing into the paper, carving instead of writing, and he ended up not going in the room again. The rest of us, we took it as, well, as you would take anything. Superstition, or simply maybe just a little bit of fear, being isolated out in this middle of nowhere. But I tried taking it apart piece by piece, removing screws, separating the arms, and the next morning it was whole again, centered on the table like nothing had happened. We stopped touching it after that. And then the typing came every night. Messages each night. The tongue is a knife. 3 were never here. Do not count. And then came the shelling. No warning. A single German artillery round, misplaced or guided, I couldn't say. The blast tore the house in half. Laurent and I were blown into the basement. The rest of the regiment, I don't know. We never saw them again. We climbed out hours later, coughing through plaster dust. The roof was gone. The snow outside had turned pink, and there, still on the table in the only intact corner of the room, sat the typewriter, unmarked, waiting. The page read, "Two remain, one writes." We were trapped. The road leading out of Orador now curved back into the village. The radio picked up only a hollow echo. The snow never melted, and the sky stayed the same color, always dusk. Each night, the keys clicked in the dark, and more messages. The last watchers. They speak through you. On the 4th morning, Laurent was gone. No footprints, just his scarf hung neatly on the back of the chair. And another message. Now the voice is clean. I am alone now. I tried burying it, throwing it into the frozen river, leaving the house and hiding it in the burned church. It always returns. It always finds the table, and it always types. Tonight's message has not finished yet. I hear the keys, slow, steady, waiting. I don't know if I'm the one reading or if I've already started writing. End of letters. While Aurador Seglain is most historically remembered for the massacre of 1944, this account predates that event by over a year. There is no official record of a Free French regiment stationed there in 1942, and no other documentation of Elias Moreau's existence has been found. The journal pages were discovered under the ruins of a collapsed home, and no typewriter was recovered or has ever been seen. The journal's final pages are smeared with ink and what may be blood, and the last legible line, written in block capitals, simply reads, "She is still here." It's not clear who she is supposed to be. There are no prior references to a woman, not in the village, not among the soldiers, not even in the messages typed by the machine. No consistent description, no name, no indication that this she is anything more than a product of stress, isolation, or war-induced psychosis. Frankly, it's not unusual. The mind tends to conjure figures, sometimes female, to make sense of the incomprehensible. Grief, fear, loneliness, they can sometimes shape themselves into faces and figures. Still, the phrase is unsettling. She is here. Present tense. It lingers unanswered. Regardless, there's no surviving physical evidence, no confirmed witness, no pattern of recurrence, just a journal, a missing regiment, and a war zone full of ghost stories. As such, this case will be filed under Anomaly Code L-212-Alpha, Classification, Temporal Isolation, Communicative Vessel, Status, Inactive, Unconfirmed, Priority, Low. End recording. This has been The Obscura Dossier, written by K.W. Krieger.